homeliness, it's not going to be allowed, is it? As I'm drugged up at the moment to not have it. So that's the way it is. So yeah, I don't really know. So yesterday around the car park, ads everywhere. Ads today as well. Someone coughing at it. Anyway, like I'm supposed to be, or whatever about stuff like that. Yeah. How much Hollywood? How many adverts? Yesterday, harking back to eating things in sequence, the Middle Ages and stuff like that. I had some salmon and salad with 3 slices of bread, and there was some magic, and so I realised that I'd made the error of not eating my bread in sequence. It seemed to me. What I should have done was eaten the first slice first, the second slice third, and the third slice second. And I don't know why I didn't figure that out, because going back to when it was pointed out, about there must be in the Middle Ages a particular sequence to the things you eat and how you eat them. Now I know a bit better. Next time I have salmon with salad, I will eat the first slice first of bread, the second slice third, and the third slice second. Yeah, now I did mention last night that I've got to be careful how I talk. Well, I haven't really, not for the foreseeable future anyway, but about the people downstairs sort of thing. As I said, the ad agency were trying to build them up and so on and so forth, and so it took place yesterday, despite me pointing out countless times that sort of stuff would take place. So a whole load of adverts going on down there, all of them crap. I'm completely not interested. But yeah, as with last morning, so this morning, there are druggings to try to influence my thinking, and my thinking about my thinking, and my moods, and so on and so forth. I said interest in druggings to sort of point out, well, yeah, I know the druggings, and it's sort of the whole thing, like, really, it's that type of thing they do where it's like I used to do, where they will the people at the head of the ad agency will sort of take it upon themselves to make out that they can do your thinking better than you can. So you're not really allowed to think for yourself, sort of thing. Or each, these people, and this is where I think, anyway, I could be wrong, where certain disciplines, where they're sort of starting to show, well, this really is, our structure, what makes us tick, sort of thing. Even despite or because of the architects. But yeah, anyway, last night, load of druggings around them. Like I said last night, got to be careful because like I did say a while back about the complete manufacture of just about anything you could imagine downstairs was taking place. So they would try to build that up again. But if I keep pointing that out, they would just imagine a relationship between me and them that isn't there. It's sort of like South Asians. I'm getting South Asians to run around left, right, and centre with an argument that I'm completely not interested in. But this is the nature of things. So yeah, yesterday morning, druggings to try and get me to think about things and how I think about things, moods around those thoughts, supposed thoughts. I thought, well, I'm not going there. So this morning, and interestingly, isn't it? Interesting, isn't it? That when I point out interesting druggings, now the alternative to not going along with the druggings, just blindly, in a way that would be nothing like me. The alternative, the limited choice with these people is that, okay, we'll get you to feel discomfort. So they give me druggings to try and make me feel discomfort. It's just like, you fucking what? But yeah, and it's sort of, yeah, I mean, it does hark back to the type of thinking of the architects. So much of it, like I keep saying now, don't I look forward to the day when I ain't going to talk about those fucking people. But yeah, it's sort of right, like they wanted to come around last week, like they keep sending ambulances around, sort of trying to frame arguments and a vibe. Might possibly put me in the nut house yet again. Who knows? I would guess because homeliness is unacceptable. It seems to me. I've got to go along with it. Now I've got to go along with, and my bags are still packed. The fact that because it's difficult, maybe, to categorise me easily, or whatever, they may well put me back on a nuthouse, because for 2 days I successfully managed to emerge effectively from being on a ward after 10.5 weeks, and I pulled that off. But that's not maybe what they want. So we get ambulances, we get druggings, and we get other adverts, and so on and so forth. And it's just like, well, that's the way it is. And the way they get the coffee maker down the coffee shop, for example, the states they get her into at times, and the type of things at times they get her to come out with, and it's just, well, this is the way it is, and you just got to, it may be getting to the stage. But they've been running around with so many attempts at denouements, and so many chucking around stuff left, right, and centre, adverts. They're getting to the stage where, that's pretty much. And as I get drugging, more druggings on top of the druggings that are already going on, things go with these people. They'll just always be stuck with that type of stuff, which I'm it may well be the case. But yeah, so there's me this morning. My objective, after being on the ward after 10.5 weeks, is to get back into the swing of things, going about my day-to-day business, do my own thing, taking my own time, which may not be, guessing from how from the frequency of adverts, especially with them down there. Well, not least with them down there. That other people may sound to me to be subjected to the tempo of media cycles and political cycles, when I'm sort of taking the time as I need to, as anyone would need to, which is away from the type of crazy stuff these people tried to pull, like again this morning, where if you don't think about things we want you to think about in ways we want you to think about them, sort of thing, we will drug you up to feel discomfort. There's a sort of, and then we'll get ambulances going past the flat to set the scene, possibly to detain me again. I wouldn't put it past them. So yeah, sort of, because right now there's just no sense of homeliness now, no sense of embodied presence. And this is the powers I've got. They've acquired, and that's why I keep pointing to the architects, because that was instrumental in bringing this type of thing about. Whether the architects like it or not, whether the ad agency likes it or not, that's actually the way it is. So yeah. So a sort of Middle Ages vibe last night, with forgetting that things need to be eaten in sequence, or there'll be magic. And this morning, when magic potions are administered to get you to think magic thoughts about magic things, if you point that out, you'll be given magic potions to feel magic discomfort. So you tell me. But yeah, right now, despite the druggings that are going on, I don't feel too bad. But again, nowhere near the embodied homeliness I had yesterday and the day before. Nowhere near. So we know that's not. So we sort of know. So I sort of know, or I'm starting to think, that it's well-being, so long as it's their approach to well-being, which sort of again does point to the fundamentals for me of particular disciplines, which I'd I guess, don't know. But yeah, and that will continue, as I think we know. The ambulances and all the rest of it. These people have got ideas in their heads that should be theirs to deal with, as with the architects and stuff like that. But yeah, look, thinking more positively. Just the thing for me to do is persist with the how I currently approach my environment, how I work towards groundedness and all the rest of it, and homeliness, a vibe of homeliness, which I think is wise. Because there's a nice feeling in it to feel at home and just chill out. But these people who really do like I had someone coughing out there outside the window. We know it was not only a drama, but to try and get me to respond to it. I responded to it anyway. If I want to respond to something, I'll respond to something. As with the manufactured lot downstairs. Again, like I keep saying, I am completely not interested in big deal dramatic moments or attempts to go for it. I'm not interested in Dannemore fever. For the people who got Dannemore fever and rerun fever, book yourselves. If you think that the solution is to book yourselves into an hospital, book yourselves into an hospital. But what do you know? As with the majority in 1962,000, the fundamentals of certain disciplines is to sense things around an individual, and so on, rather than, and if that is centered on an individual, then why isn't it hang on a second, if they centre things on an individual, why don't they let that individual take things at their own pace, think for themselves, and approach things in ways that they think are good for them? That's quite interesting, isn't it? I'll have to develop that. But yeah, I don't bloody know. Magical potions. Trying to get you. But it just sort of show the type of shenanigans. Like when I go to the coffee shop, it's all it's all a big deal, fuck off attempt, a big deal dramatic moments, which I reject. I just reject it. I'm not interested. I don't think that's any way. That's flashing blue lights. And like this morning, I'll think for myself, sort of thing. I'll work. I'll manage my 11th day off the ward. In ways I've been doing, because they're incredibly effective, despite the druggings. But yeah, it's like. All the rest of it, and like the media tempo, the political tempo. It's no real way to live life. At the behest of those two, not for me anyway. My life is usually an enjoyable life of solitude. I chill out during my day. I read some books. I would watch a bit of telly, maybe not telly, because I'm not, it's not meaty enough for me. But found a book, The Gutenberg Galaxy by Marshall McLuhan. I'll give it a go for a bit. It looks long. But while I was down the nut house, I started with Understanding Media, and it led to a few interesting things. And he's such a great writer. His ideas come about. Not how they come about, because I'm not privy to that. But his ideas are just his ideas were amazing, and the way he framed them. But yeah, that's it. Another day. Of relating to my environment. It's working wonders for me, and slowly but surely, for me, fashioning a more realistic relationship than the ad agency is continuing to try to fashion. And yet the suggestion that possibly they may yet again, what with all these ambulances and so on, try to put me in the nut house again. But again, it's these. Like I said, it's pretty strange power to me, these people have got. Anyway, it was enjoyable walking around that car park yesterday with all the adverts going on. Oh, bloody good. Another thing, roles. You would think, the way people go on, that the only role for adults is to procreate, right? And it sort of taps in, doesn't it? And this is interesting, what they tried to cook up. That they got one of the architects during the amalgam years. They actually got her to start playing stunts around this idea that, and it is sort of propagandised. It's an advert for what adult life is all about. uh, that it's about procreation and issues around that. But it's then, is it? There are, in adult life, you've got different options. And for me, procreation ain't one of them. But I think, you know, I should have established a long time ago that the norms and values of the architects were taken as given, as the way to be. I was placed in complete opposition, as far as I can tell, to their norms and values, uncritically. And to the point where now you get so many adverts around procreation, as if that's the only role that people have got. And I reject that. There are people whose lives revolve more than most around procreation, but not everyone. Not everyone's into that. But that seems to be one of the adverts, one of the predominant adverts, one of the adverts at the forefront for these people. Not for me, but this is the thing. It's sort of thing, and people have a more diverse range of roles and interests than are being portrayed around me. Another irrelevant argument is and how they're so quick, the ad agency, like with them, to try and engineer relationships around things that I may be critiquing. I don't want a relationship with. Like I pointed out about the disabled fella almost breaking his neck for the adverts coming past my flat the other day. And as I was outside the coffee shop, having my coffee, enjoying my coffee, and enjoying doing a bit of a vlog yesterday, they got another person in a wheelchair to try and come out with some ad that's completely irrelevant. But this is how quick they are to try and fashion relationships that are just imaginary, that just aren't there. And they want to control my thinking. And if I don't go along with it, discomfort. To me, that's the Middle Ages. That's indicative of the Middle Ages. But yeah. So anyway, this really is long, isn't it? I'm not really saying that much. But yeah. Maybe the answer in me talking about roles like that is to start thinking more about more roles. In life, though I do think about it at times anyway. But yeah. Don't know. I was going to pop out to the coffee shop today, but 3 days running, I didn't fancy it. And the weather's shit anyway. But yeah. So the things I'd recommend to people is watch out for the adverts, read the list that I'll put out there, look at things like as well, like Laura's It Must Be Noticed, as well as other stuff I've been saying around the flat, and just kick back and enjoy the longest commercial break there has ever been.